Washington this early in camp? I know it's just been a few days, but what young guys have responded best to this point, and what is it that you like about them?
Yeah, obviously it's tough when you lose a teammate, and as you said this early, guy that we've signed in the offseason, and expect big things from him, and still do. He's going to get himself healthy and come back and be a big part of this team, big part of this offense. But a lot of young guys have stepped up. Just to say one would be cheating the others, but obviously Dennis Houston, Tolbert, two just to start off, who've been in there and taken one reps, stepping up when you're asking, hey, give us an X or give us a Z. They're coming in just trying to play whatever position, be available to the offense in whichever way they can, and that's how you get on the field, is by doing as many things as you can and doing them at a high level, and that's what these young guys are doing right now.
Joe Trahan, WFAA-TV. Dak, what's your message to the young guys in terms of how you want them to go about gaining more consistency? What do you tell them play in, play out?
Yeah, I mean, it's preparation, but you got to take it one play at a time. Be very detailed and disciplined to whatever that responsibility is that you have that play, and focus on that. And just go out there and play hard and play fast. As a guy that came in, didn't expect to play early, and things kind of shifted quick and had to step in. I feel like when I speak about these things, they understand it more, right? And it comes from a place of experience. So I'm just trying to give them as many nuggets as they can, just to help them out and to speed up the process for them to step into that huddle and contribute. Yeah, I mean, when you break the huddle, he's lining up in the right spot, no matter what position he's in. And this goes way back to the spring. Running the routes at the right depth. Every time he's firing off the ball, he's just giving good looks. He's where I expect him to be on each and every play. And he's coming back and he's asking about things, communicating about things. And he's just a tough guy, very resilient. I might say, hey, did the DB hold you right there? And he's like, I've got to make that play. So when you're just getting a response from a young guy like that, not making excuses, and just trying to, as I said, help the team in any way that he can, it makes you excited.
We talked about the young guys. This also means more balls for CeeDee Lamb. I know you coach an open guy, but Kellen talked about featuring Lamb more, him getting a chance to get more balls.
Yeah, I mean, he's a guy. CeeDee's a guy, and he's a guy that wants the ball, that expects the ball. When one guy's on him, he's not covered in his head, and I appreciate that and like that. So I think in that sense, yeah, I mean, as Kellen said, we'll feature him. Some plays will be designed to get it to him, but in a case where everybody's one-on-one across the board, yeah, I mean, he's our guy to go to. And so we're just going to continue to try to build our trust in each other, and just all the routes. And it's been growing fast, honestly, since the spring into training camp, and it's exciting.
We noticed a couple of times in practice today that you went up to receivers or even Zeke one time. Right after play and talk to them. What are you trying to get across? Is it just little details? Is it what you see, what they saw?
Yeah, simple as you just put it, details. Maybe it's what I saw, maybe it's what they didn't see, or asking them why they did that, so we can just be on the same page. Just because, as I talked about last week, right? We've got to be focused on the details and our discipline, because that's what hurt us late in the year if we're not focused on those. So it's about dialing all those things in now, being very critical, and being accountable to each other. Yeah, I mean, it's a blessing. Obviously, knowing the numbers aren't favored, and I guess you can say it's a minority. But I know who I'm representing. I know what it means every time that I take the field, and it's something that I take pride in. So just go out there and be the best I can to inspire others, inspire the next generation. Honestly, being biracial, I don't really even care about that or think about that in a sense. I can't say that, and I say that to say I haven't looked at the difference. So I don't know if that's something that I should go back to or be more educated on, but I don't want to speak about something that hasn't been necessarily aware to me. I think when you've got a guy like CeeDee that you're comfortable with, that you know his body language, you know what he's thinking, you're going to continue to grow with him. He's young. That's just going to happen. It's not necessarily something that you try to happen, or you look back at the end of the year and say, oh, I wish he would have had more numbers here or more catches there. I think that's just the trust and the rapport that we're going to build with each other, that just may happen. But it feels good. You're going out there and you see a guy with that caliber that you trust that much. Yeah, you see the plays that we're making out there, and there's plays that we're not, that we talk about, we fix up, and I guarantee we make them the next time. So as I continue to say, it's exciting. I'm excited for him taking on this role and him wanting the ball. He's a big-time player, and he always wants it.
Cowboys Radio. Preseason is a time where we're going to get to see the guys behind you on the depth chart. And when Will Greer came on last year, he wasn't here for preseason. What's he like in the grim, and what can you tell us about this game that you learned about?
Yeah, Will's a guy that comes in each and every day and wants to get better, and that's what I respect and like about him. He's very consistent in his approach, and when you're doing that as a quarterback, so it's easy for other guys to follow. So those guys in this huddle, when he steps into whatever huddle it is, that they see the way that he's approaching it, his command, and he's just been getting better each and every day that he's been here. From the spring, the jump that he's made from the spring to here in the few practices and training camp has been huge from what I'm seeing. Yeah, just as long as he keeps growing, he'll keep pushing the rest of the guys and pushing myself as well, and that'll just be great for the room and great for this team.
Your first training camp in Oxnard, around your field, is just a bunch of dirt. Now you have a bunch of houses, people, fans looking at you. I was curious, that dynamic, something you've noticed, and is there anything that kind of comes with having residences surrounding you?
No, not at all. I came from Mississippi to Dallas, so you just sometimes you change the atmosphere around you and you can't blink. You just got to keep going. So I'm used to that.
Mike said a story recently about, I think it was last year, you were rehabbing, you come back, so you're still on crutches, and you needed a ride home or something, you're waiting on somebody, he gave you a ride back to your place, you guys kind of hung out and just talked. Do you remember that? And really, just how was that relationship able to build?
Yeah, I definitely remember that. And as I've continued to say, that's my guy. I mean, he's a great coach. He's a great coach of great players coach in a sense. I want to say that like is he, what I mean? He's just a players coach, but he does things the right way. He takes care of us. He builds his relationships, and we have a great relationship that's continued to build. I mean, that was early on, right? When I broke my leg, he had only been here a year, but just for us to talk about the past, to talk about the present, and where we're going to go in the future. Yeah, it seems like yesterday, but then again, it seems like forever ago, right? And yeah, just where our relationship is now. Yeah, that's my guy, and I'm going to war for him each and every day, and going out there to get better and practice for him as well.
Uber and on that work. Let's talk about the progression of Tony Pollard and what he's seen and the versatility that he brings.
Yeah, Tony's special. He's a special player, and it starts with his mentality. His mentality to just want the ball, to be a great teammate, to put the ego aside, and just do whatever it takes to help this team, whether it be blocking, whether it be the running back, whether it be out at receiver. And that just speaks to his versatility and his athleticism. He can get out there and be one of our best pass catchers. And just the way that he's grown just in his route running from the time that we've asked him to take on that role is impressive itself. But that speaks to who he is, and it's no surprise. And then obviously you all see what he does when he gets the ball in the backfield. But then again, he can go back there and return kicks and go 100-something yards. So he's a special player that's going to help this team and continue to help this team and contribute in so many ways, and a guy that I definitely want to keep around. Good. I love this intro, by the way. I'm sorry, guys. I love it. I'm a big fan of it,
With Michael Gallup still rehabbing, what do you do to kind of get him
Yeah, I mean, just a lot of conversations with him, whether it be on the field, off the field, in the lunchroom, wherever. I mean, I'm a guy, I'm not going to walk past you without saying what's up to you, you know what I mean? And especially knowing if you've got an injury, just making sure that you're in the right place mentally. But Michael's a guy that he's out there, he's itching. We just talked about it today. He was itching and on his toes after the one-on-one period with all the deep routes and go balls, and that's Michael's game. So he came back, he's like, man, I'm ready to get out there. And I'm like, I know you are. And I was like, I expect you to do the exact same thing that these other guys just did. So continue to take care of yourself, get healthy, but he's in a great space and continuing to work on himself and get better. And when he comes back, he'll pick up where he left off.
David Hellman, Fox Sports.
Fox Sports. I know it.
Behind CD and Noah, I mean, so many of those guys have a similar level of experience.
Yeah.
How much say, if any, do you have in who you're working with, and do you kind of have an eye on the rotation?
The coaches do a great job with the rotation, honestly. Yeah, if there's a time I see maybe a guy run out or CD comes out and this is a certain play that we want him, or maybe Schultz want to work on a timing route or a choice route, yeah, we'll get them back in there. But at the same time, you want to throw those young guys in there to see if they can do it, right? We've got a lot of reps with some of these older guys. And as you said, the CD, the Noahs, they've done it from every position, inside, outside, option routes, whatever it is that, yeah, they're doing a good job of rotating guys. And honestly, the impressive part is some of these young guys are asking, hey, I haven't got to run that route. Can I run that choice route? And when you hear that, just that's the mentality that you're asking for out of these teammates and guys that want the ball. So it's all exciting.
Dak, when you have those different guys,
Let me go right here, just real quick.
Tim Collins, Sean Dallas Morning News, mostly. You've talked very optimistically about these young guys naturally. It's hard for some of us to see Amari's gone, Cedric Wilson's gone, and how that's not a step back in wide receiver. How do you keep looking at it?
Yeah, you're never going to catch me looking at anything in my life as a step back. You've got an opportunity to move forward. You've got an opportunity to grow. And if you don't do that, then you're in trouble and you've already lost to begin with. So I just know, as I said, the young guys that we've got, the guys that we've already have that are going to step in and take on bigger roles. I'll continue to say exciting, but that's what it is. And the reason is because I feel like a lot of you and people don't know necessarily what these guys are, what these guys can do. But as I say, the mentality. These guys have the mentality, and they hear a lot of this, and they want to come in and they want to make these plays, and they want to be there for their teammates in whatever role it is, big or small. They're going to do their best, and I'm here for it. I'm going to continue to motivate them and continue to grow with them and to get better. That there isn't a fall off, and it's actually a step forward.
Dak, because you are working with these younger guys, you've got a Basher who's 6'6" and a Turpin who's, I think, not sure that he's 5'7", but he's listed at that. But how aware are you? I mean, that's a lot of different. That's a different catch radius and all that kind of stuff. How aware are you in the split seconds that you have around?
Yeah, I mean that.
Sizing these targets?
Yeah, I mean, I'm very aware, but that changes all the time, no matter the size, honestly. There's windows, there's tight windows, there's small windows, there's windows that aren't there that you have to throw guys open, and that's just the National Football League and the passing game that we have with these great DBs and the coverages that we face. I mean, there's sometimes you throw the ball low on purpose, and it could be to a CD, it can be to a Vash, but it's to stay away from the defender. So you've got to see that window, anticipate that window, and just throw it. And, yeah, that's just a continuous game, I guess, that we're always changing in the pass game, but it doesn't really matter at the time when I'm getting ready to make the throw in that sense of what their size is.
Dak, in 2018, you guys went with the wide receiver by committee. It kind of took a while, and then you got Amari. How different of a quarterback are you now than you were then to lift the guys?
Yeah, very, very different. And just to start off, we've got a guy. We've got a guy that CDs to start the camp off that we didn't have like that that year. So that's a big difference there just to begin. And as well as my growth and my maturity as a quarterback and just this whole game. So, and as well as elevating these other guys, right? And the difference is we have some young guys instead of some vets that we pulled in from team to team. We've got guys that have been here, guys, CD, Noah, guys that have done it the right way, tight ends that can bring these other guys up with me as well. And it's not necessarily just on me. And yeah, and that's just also where our pass game is just going to evolve. And as I said, we've got a guy like TP that can get out there as well. So, yeah, we'll be fun.
Piggybacking on that, because you talked about uplifting the other guys. What big ask of you to uplift the other guys? Because you do have CD, but it is from the outside perspective a drop off in talent from where it was last year. More big ask.
I mean, I don't know if somebody sat down and asked me to do more necessarily, but I know what's expected. I know being the quarterback of this team, I know being a quarterback in whatever team you are, what's expected in your role and responsibility. And when you have young guys, you have to do that. And it's not necessarily just at the receiver position. It's not necessarily just on my side of the ball. I take pride and responsibility in doing that on the other side as well. May it be young defensive players, young defensive linemen, but that's just how I think about a team and how I feel about my guys and my teammates. And so I'm going to continue to do that as they do that for me as well.
David, finish up here.
When you talked to me earlier in your career when you were out there, you would have practices where you say you would try some things that you knew weren't necessarily, a good thing just to kind of get a feel for what you could do and where you could go. You took some risks that you went in the game. Do you do that less now because of where you are in your career? And when you have like a young receiving crew like this, is it really tough for you to try some of those things in practice?
Not necessarily. I just think it's important for me to relay that message when they come back, and if they're wondering, was it something they did or something I did? And I have to tell them, like, no, you're good. I wanted to make that throw. You know what I'm saying? I've been wanting that throw at practice or all week long, and that was my opportunity to make that. So I think more is just about communicating it so they realize that it wasn't a mistake on their part or it wasn't something that we're misreading together. And rather than, at times I've got to do that, and this is the time to do that. It's time to gauge myself and honestly try some of the receivers in tough coverages or tight man-to-man situations to see if they can make those plays. And once again, I've just got to relay that back to the coaches and stuff when we're in the meetings, and so everybody's on the same page and understands my decision-making. All right. Thank you, guys.